Hi, this is Mrs. Tellas. We are going to be solving multi-step equations. This is the second part of section 1.2. So we did two-step equations where we added and subtracted and then divided or multiplied and then subtracted or whatever, but they were just two steps. So now we're going to be doing some equations that are a little bit longer, and I like to think of them as more fun. So in order to do that, you have to be able to combine like terms. So here, as I look at this first expression, notice that it just says simplify. It's not solve because it's not an equal. There's no equation. It's not an equal sign. So I can combine the two x's, and I can also combine the two constants together. And I can use my calculator for that. So if I do 5x and negative 2x, that's 3x. And if I do 3 and negative 10, that's minus 7. That's the answer. I can't go any further because there's no equal sign. There's nothing to move to either side. There's not another side. Press pause and you try the second one. Okay, so we're going to be combining these two, negative 11x, and then we're going to combine the two constants. So positive 4 and negative 9 is negative 5. So this is my answer. I hope you got it. Okay, notice this third one is long. Okay, it's got a little distributive property, and I think we'll do that one in a second. Distributive property we learned back in 7th grade, and I know you did it again in 8th, and here it is again. It's not going away. So 7 times x is 7x, and 7 times negative 9 is negative 63. And because this one has an x and this one doesn't, I'm done. Okay, hit pause. Try this one. Okay, 3 times 9x is 27x. And 3 times positive 10 is positive 30. Because that has an x and that doesn't, you're done. And then here, there's a magical or implied 1 right here. So I'm doing negative 1 times each of them. So this is negative 5y and negative 7. That one has a y, that one doesn't, so that you're done. Okay, let's do this long one up here. All right, so I have to start right here with this distributive property part. Then I'm going to combine like terms. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times positive 4y is negative 8y. And all of these are just going to drop straight down. So negative 7x plus 3 minus 10 minus 4y. Now I'm going to add up the things that are like or that have the same letter. So the x and this x go together. These two y's go together. And these two constants go together. So we'll start with the x's. Negative 7x and negative 2x is negative 9x. Do the y's. Negative 8 and negative 4 is negative 12y. And positive 3 and negative 10 is negative 7. This is my answer. I put the letters in alphabetical order, and I put the constant in the back. All right, let's try. That was just the beginning skills. Okay, that was just connection to prior learning. All right, so now let's solve. Notice that they're different because there's 1, 2, 3 terms up here. Normally what we were doing before, there was only 2 terms. So notice that this one and this one have an A. So we need to combine those letters before we can do our two-step. So 7a and 9a is 16a minus 2 equals 16. So now it's just a two-step. I'm going to add 2 to both sides and then divide by 16. Now I can use my calculator here, okay, or I can use Desmos if you don't have a calculator and you want to use Desmos, that works too. And it's 1.125. I just divided it. Okay, so I want you to push pause and I want you to try this one. So notice here, you're going to combine these two because they're both constants. There can only be 2 terms on the right when you start making your t and moving things around. Okay, give it a try if you haven't already. So this is 5m minus 13 equals 27. Notice how the 5m and the 27 just dropped. Okay, now I'm going to add 13. And I'm dividing by 5. So the answer is 8. I hope you got 8. Okay, I have a couple more down here. Let's do This one's just like number 1. Let's do number 4. It's a little different. Notice how many terms are here. You've got constant here and here, and you've got n terms here and here. So we have to do 2 combines here. So we have to combine the n's. So 2n and 3n is 5n. And combine the blue ones, the constants. And that 6 is just going to drop straight down. So now I'm adding 4. This is just like the other day. And dividing 5. So m is 2. I like it when it works out nicely. All right, let's keep going. Number 6 is a new one. Let's try number 6. Notice that it has a parentheses. The one that we just did didn't have a parentheses. So the parentheses are first. So we have to, I'm going to just drop everything down. 17 equals 2 plus. All right, what's 3 times x? 3x. And what's 3 times 1? 3. Now it's like the ones on the previous page. So I can combine the 2 constants because that's what's alike on the right. So that's 17 equals 5 plus 3x. Then I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides and divide 3. Hope that made sense to you. Okay, your turn. You could try 7 or 8, up to you. 8 looks a little easier than 7. Be careful on 7 because you're going to have to distribute a -4 if you try 7. So you're going to do -4 here and here. If you do the parenthesis here, you can do a +5, which would be easier than a -4. Try. Go ahead and push pause and try 1. Pick one and try it on your paper. So -26 equals -6 minus 4x minus 4. Let's make the page longer. I can combine these two. So -26 equals -4x minus 10. There's negatives everywhere. So I'm adding 10 and dividing -4. That gives me 4. So if you got 4 on the first one, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. And then here, I'm going to multiply by 5 in the parenthesis. So I multiplied here and here. I just drop everything else. So that's 9x minus 5. I'm adding 5 and dividing 9. So if you got 9 for the second one, go you. Good job. All right, so there's some more of these. There's a lot more. Let's look at this one. This one's interesting and different. Notice that all 3 of these are A's. So I'm going to combine all of these, get them to just be 2 terms over here, and then add 8 to both sides. So let's give it a try. So 3a minus 4a minus 5a, see that would be -6a. So 16 equals -8 minus 6a. So now I'm going to add 8 to both sides and divide by -6. So if you haven't noticed, the whole goal is to make it like a 2-step. So whatever side is heavy, has more than 2 terms, that's the side that has to be combined. So if there's a bunch of A's, I combine those. If there's some X's, I have to combine them. If they're constants, I have to combine them. I have to make it look like a 2-step. Let's try, here's a really long one. Let's do this one. Okay, so -2 times -3x, that is 6x. -2 times -x is +2x. -3 times x is -3x. And -3 times -2 is +6. All right, so now I've got rid of all the parentheses, and now I need to combine like terms. So I'm combining the x's together, and that constant is the only one over there, so it's just going to drop. So that's 8 minus 3 is 5x plus 6 equals 50. I think this is going to be a fraction answer or a decimal. That's okay. And see, that's 44. And then we're dividing by 4, or excuse me, by 5. So let's see what the calculator says on that. 44 divided by 5 is 8.8. And we'll keep it that way. All right, so we're all finished. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or schedule an appointment for Wednesday. I'm super happy to talk to you, or just show up to the Canvas conference. I would be happy to talk to you about things. So thanks for listening. Bye.